Welcome to Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insights into small business growth, small business strategy. I'm your host, Tim Haggerty, here with my co-host, Ben. Say hi, Ben.
Hello. We are live from WFLA Orlando and brought to you nationwide through iHeartRadio.
Over the next hour, we're going to be going over some old business perspectives brought to you by yours truly, as well as some new business perspectives brought to you by
The one and only. After our family business concludes, we're going to go ahead and sit down looking through some family insight. Then we'll see if we can bridge that family divide.
Now, that's something that I'm very interested in, and especially in something I'm thinking about for today, which is going to be creating a marketing strategy as a new small business. So a new marketing strategy for a new small business coming out from the gate, something we're going through today, actually.
Okay,
So
good, yeah.
I have some insight on this, and I'm really interested to see what you think.
I love this. I feel like we're going to be very divided. So,
Yeah, excellent. Okay.
with that, what do you got for me?
Okay, so what I'm thinking is now, small business marketing strategy, three things, okay? The very first, number one thing, I'm going to say you have to protect your cash, okay? So it's a perspective, okay? So we're not just going to go throw money at something, okay, and then hope that it works, right?
Yeah.
So with that, the very first thing of the three, right? Find the top three mediums for the marketing that are going to work for you. Okay, now this is where we get to have some fun. You ready, right? Let's play and then say, okay, what kind of business are we talking about? I'm going to let you come up with it, and then you throw it at me, and then we're going to talk about the top three mediums, and then go from there. What do you think?
Okay, I like it. So
Right.
I get to come up with the type of company.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a construction company, but
Ooh.
my company, very particular, we do construction on a certain type of siding that you can only put on commercial buildings.
Okay. All right. So you're a construction company. Are you a service-based company, or like really, what kind of construction company are you? Okay.
Yeah, construction company, we do exterior remodeling.
Okay. All right. Commercially.
Commercially,
Okay.
yes.
Are you localized or are you nationwide? Are you international? You might be international. But you said you're small.
Yep, I was started in Tallahassee, and I'm building myself up, you know?
Nice. All right. So you can handle, let's just say that if you're based in Tallahassee, what if you got a contract in Connecticut? Can you support that?
Well, I'm going to have to look at the restaurants first, see what good hotels are out there, but I think I'd be okay with the trip to Connecticut.
All right. But okay, but say that you take on a contract, then you have the crew, you're going to be able to do this stuff. So because this is all part of the marketing strategy. All right, who are your customers? Who are you trying to go after?
Exactly.
Is it local? Is it going to be regional? Is it going to be nationwide? Okay.
Yeah, no, I think that my construction company is regional. We've been doing a good job in Tallahassee. We
Great.
have a lot of companies that really like us. So my eye is on Kissimmee
Okay,
right now.
so you want to expand.
I
right?
want to expand to Kissimmee.
All right, you're ready to get down there and start, getting those Kissimmee contracts, right?
Yes.
And it's going to be, I'm just assuming, commercial companies that are going to be based in Kissimmee that are going to need your services.
Whoever needs that exterior remodeling.
Okay, all right. So now, when it comes down to the marketing, you want to protect your marketing dollars, right? You want to get the highest return on your investment. That's called ROI, right? So return on investment for this, whatever you put your marketing dollars into, right?
Yeah, so me as a construction company, exterior remodeling, I've actually been experiencing some very different ways to capture leads.
Oh, I'm
So
sure.
marketing, capturing leads, getting in front of customers, prices, the types of ways to do it. I've seen thousands of different ways, from online ways, going to conventions, meeting people.
Okay.
So
Gotcha. All right. Well, so now this is where, small business, you're still a small business, right? Okay. Under 50 people?
most likely.
That's it. All right.
I don't know my company size very well.
Okay. Well, it's something you're going to want to know. Okay.
Structure's not my focus.
Okay. So
Maybe that's a problem.
Yeah. Maybe that's one of the things. Okay. So we are talking strategy, though. Okay. So small business marketing. In this particular case, social media marketing for commercial companies, right? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't necessarily dive into that. Because how many people are on their social media, unless you're going to do LinkedIn, if you have a focus since you go after commercial, then maybe social media on LinkedIn makes sense. So we'll just keep that as the number one part. Okay.
Just so we're clear, we have no affiliation with LinkedIn.
Oh,
we have our own
true.
LinkedIn accounts, of course.
That is true.
But I would like to say that If you go and you read an article, let's say it's there, then that article telling you that social media is the future for your industry
Well,
this year for marketing,
yeah.
that could be interesting,
Which
but
is normally on the rise anyway.
it might not be something to put all your money into right now.
No, no,
That's
no,
what I'm
no.
trying to
Remember, we're
say.
coming up with the top three. Top three.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Priority.
that is the first one though. Which, by the way, if you're just joining us, we are Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insight into small business growth, small business strategy, and we're talking about small business marketing strategy today. Very important. Now, okay, all right. So we have just established that you have a construction company. You're a fictitious construction company. You are based in Tallahassee. Please just tell me if I
Yes.
got anything wrong. You're based in Tallahassee. You work commercial, right?
Yes.
So you have commercial-based customers, and you were looking to expand to Kissimmee,
Yes, sir.
right? And you are a small business because you're most likely under 50, let's just say, people, right? But you are looking to expand still in that regional or that area. Okay.
Yes, HR got back to me. I do have 47.
Okay, got it. Awesome. All right. So we just established that, like, okay, if you are going to do social media, first, we want a marketing strategy. So we're going to pick three mediums. So we are entertaining social media marketing, number one, which there is a platform or outreach that kind of makes sense for us in that sense. So we could put some dollars there and then get some dollar or some good return, right? Possibly. Okay. Now, let's also talk about volume. You see, because one other way to go and marketing strategy is you want to bring in volume, right? So social media got a lot of people hits, right?
Okay.
The other part, I'm going to throw it out there, radio, right? We small business can invest in a radio medium because I believe the numbers right now is you get $6 to every $1 back. Or that you put into radio. So every dollar you put into radio, you get $6 back, on average. And that those are 2024 numbers, I believe. Yes.
Okay.
So
How am I qualifying these prospects?
well, no. All I'm saying is first is like creating a roadmap or putting these things on the list to say, okay, do they make sense for our business? You see, because say like leaflets or door knockers, right? That's not going to work for your business because you're commercial. And you don't necessarily want to send people out into the field and just knock on the business door and say, hey, do you guys need anything? Because, that's not necessarily the best foot forward. So we have to think of different strategies. So,
No, that's definitely how you make friends, not how you lose employees.
well, it's true too. Okay. But now, okay, so I'm going to entertain that, at least put it on the list for this, right? And then we need one more. So now one more within the strategy, we round it out. So we have two mediums.
You need to protect your cash.
Yeah, true. But we have two mediums that'll do large outreach type of stuff, right? I say we put in one that's going to be more on that one-to-one business development kind of thing, right? So like you mentioned conventions, and which leads into, like, there might not be any conventions down there, but leads into that one-on-one interaction. So
I'd actually like to talk about something that you've done in the past, which is mail campaigns.
Yeah. Well, okay. Mail campaigns can work, right? Because you send something of value, right? Straight to that, in your case, straight to the business.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually was going to throw one other thing out there as a live thing, but I might save that for one of the other strategies too. But okay, we can entertain mail. Mail is great. You could send a postcard all the way up to something else, right? All the way to a package. You probably might not have as many of those pieces to go and send out because those many customer types, right? But you can reach each one individually through that kind of process.
Yeah, I mean, people open their mail. That's the wonderful thing about it.
Yeah.
And that is
Okay.
the wonderful thing about family business, specifically old business. So we have had a wonderful conversation about saving your money and everything of the sorts. We're going to be stepping away for a quick break right now, so stay tuned, and Family Business will be right back.
Finding the right talent to grow your small business in a short time can be nearly impossible, but Fiverr Pro takes care of that for you. Now, you can connect with top-tier professionals vetted for their expertise and reliability. Now, whether you need a stunning website or an impactful marketing campaign or expert consulting, Fiverr Pro offers access to elite freelancers who deliver exceptional results. Visit Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and use code BID-NESS today and see the difference experience makes.
Welcome back to Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insights into small business growth and small business strategy. Today, we are talking about building your marketing strategy.
Small business marketing.
Small business marketing,
Yes.
specifically for your construction company.
Yes.
You do exterior remodeling.
Yeah. So we have your fictitious company, right?
Yes. My
And,
fictitious company with 47 employees, a
Right.
fantastic HR rep named Candy.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
then.
so moving
All right.
on from Candy.
So, so we are coming up with a strategy for this company, right? And so you were based in Tallahassee, you want to expand to Kissimmee, you're ready to grow, right?
Yes.
So we are coming up with the marketing strategies that one, make the most sense for your business, right? And that are going to be cost effective because you're still a small business. You got to protect those dollars.
Well,
right?
hold on, because we were an old business, but now this is time for new business.
That's right.
So your focus was saving your money.
That's
And
right. That's
that's
exactly. Well, saving money by investing in the right stuff. But yes, go ahead.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what I really want you to think about is what you're offering.
Mm-hmm.
So you are a specialist in whatever you do. You have your product, your service. For my company, my amazing, fantastic company,
Yeah.
I have exterior remodeling services. So I'm not making any product. I am peddling product for other guys, and I'm getting it put up on people's houses.
Yeah.
Or
So
commercial properties.
right. So pure service.
Exactly. Pure service.
Okay.
So for me, for my commercial company, what I want to ask myself is, what do I want my customers to think when they see my brand?
Well, you see now, okay, because what I would say in that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that beg the question, okay, how are you different? What differentiates you from your competitors? Man, other companies
Exactly.
do the exact same thing, which is one thing. Now, there's a market, which is great because there's competition. Okay.
Yep.
Now, what sets you apart?
Exactly. That's a fantastic question.
So that's what you would go to first. What is it that you're offering?
Well, that's the thing. How do you answer these questions?
Yeah.
Because that's just the first one. It came up immediately.
Okay.
And there are going to be others. So
Oh, yeah.
as you're forming your offering and exactly what you're doing here, you really should be trying to figure out, where do I go to answer these questions best?
Yeah.
Because if
Well-
you're talking to your friends after work, you're going to get a different answer than if you were talking to your employees in the middle of the meeting after you already fried their brains.
As well as another answer, if you've been talking to your customers. Which
That's
is another
what I wanted
thing.
to get to.
Yeah, you see,
So-
because that's where my old perspective brain goes, right?
We're talking about marketing.
Mm-hmm.
So specifically, what I want to focus on today is, how can you get the right things in front of the right people,
No,
and
okay.
breaking your customers into different subsets, because you'll have the ones that came on immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have the ones that are just going to take so much of your time, so much resource. It's not really going to pan out for you much.
Okay.
You're also going to have the other customers that it might not necessarily click for them, but they're bought in. Something happened along the way to where your company, your offering, whatever you were doing, it sold them.
So your best customer,
Your best customer.
your best kind of customer. right.
Exactly.
Now that's a good question. How do you measure your best kind of customer?
Exactly.
I have a perspective on that, of course.
Okay, what do you
right? Okay, so
I'm just kidding. This is a new business. I have a perspective on that.
okay. Well, I would love to hear yours on that as well too.
So I think that your first thing should really be, look at who they are and where they are. So what do they do day to day, and what are their pain points? What are the problems that they're facing? So I was just joking.
No,
you there.
no,
Please,
it's good. Yeah.
Go
Well-
ahead and give me your perspective.
Well, all right. Well, you're for us, because we run a business, right? So when we measure how much revenue do we make, right, from a customer, versus how much money does it cost us to support and to capture the customer. So you're right, to capture them as well as maintain and support them, right? Number one by itself, and then which are the customers ultimate. Now, the next level of measurement is who are our biggest cheerleaders, who go and tell other companies about us and bring those companies to us, because those are the best ones, right? So
Exactly.
those customers will cheerlead for us. They cost the least amount of money to ultimately maintain, and in most cases, we're making the most amount of money from those kinds of customers because they're happy to spend their dollars there.
And for those of you just tuning in, this is Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insights into small business growth and small business strategies. Right now, we're talking about our favorite cheerleaders.
Yes. Okay. Well, all right. So like you were saying, okay, because you had started it saying that what is it that you're selling? What differentiates you from your competition? And then you went into, okay, well, who are my customers, right?
Yeah, so me as my company, I have my fictitious construction company.
Yep.
I'm offering exterior remodeling services.
Okay.
I want to know who is my best customer.
Yeah.
And how can I leverage them to have them multiply?
Okay.
How can I go from one golden goose to 10?
Exactly. All right. So now our big 30,000-foot view, we're talking about marketing strategy for small business. So for your fictitious company, right? And so you want to know who am I going to be marketing to so I can make whatever I put out there the most effective.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So the numbers show it, right? We go to the books and then look at, now this is where measurement has to come in.
Now
right?
this really sounds like an old classic movie. We look at the numbers and we go to the books and we will see what the answer is.
Well, this is old business perspectives.
Oh no, this
yeah.
is new business.
Oh,
So
well, that is
look
true.
at the analytics. You have social media, you have anywhere that
Correct.
your company is you have traffic.
Yeah.
Anywhere you have traffic, you have answers.
Well, yeah, and especially with your customers, because if you can pinpoint down, okay, who loves us that much, where they're spending the most amount of dollars, right, and then doing this kind of work, and it seems to cost us less money to not only bring on new customers like that, but also get new work from existing customers, because that's another part of the measurement. As okay, what other kind of customers are we already supplying
Exactly.
that fit that criteria, right?
If my remodeling company, that every time that we replace windows, those customers have a 50% chance of also getting a certain type of siding, well, we need to make sure we're pushing that siding every time we
Yeah.
go for a window appointment.
Well, that's on the sales side. That's exactly right. Now, because we're talking about small business marketing,
Exactly.
right? To go ultimately bring those customers, a larger number of potential customers into the sales funnel.
You're right. On the
That's right.
marketing side, it would be presenting those products together.
Yeah,
So
okay.
even though I'm a services company, I want you to know what I'm offering you, and I want you to know it's the best.
Now, this is something I was very interested in. Okay, because you're talking about, okay, what is it that you're going to market? So exactly, what would it be? Would you start pushing your products, right, with your brand, or would you be pushing? You see, now this is where we start getting into not only the medium that we're already going to use, because we've chosen a couple mediums, but what is the message? What's the message going to be? And now this is where the differentiation has to happen too, right?
Well, this is where you look at your best customer, because you should not tailor this to the minority, for one. You want to look at who's my best customer, who's the lowest hanging fruit, who can I have a conversation with that is most likely going to be a successful one, and it's not going to waste anybody's time.
All right. Yeah, sure. And then why, and find out why they love you. Maybe it's a certain line of products combined with prices that you have, or maybe it's the timeliness on your service, or like maybe it's something else that makes you stand out that keeps them
Exactly.
coming back. I totally get it.
Because if I
think you're
can
right.
figure that
Yeah.
out, then I can go to the next person with that already right in hand. It's going to be so much easier to get them to sit down with me, and the sale has already pretty much happened.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Close. Well,
Close, okay.
at least further down the field, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then it just comes to what are you actually offering? The better your product, the better your service, the more you care about it, the better your message is going to get, just
yeah.
automatically.
Exactly.
So that is definitely what I believe.
Okay.
And
I
it
love
seems
that.
like you have an interesting perspective. I don't know.
Oh,
We
yeah.
might be bridging this divide here.
Well, we shall see. Okay. Well, speaking of that, now we will be right back with Family Bid-Ness after this really, really, really quick water break.
How quick is it going to be?
Just quick enough.
Okay. Managing all of your federal contracting data is hard. Pipeline management is a large barrier to entry for B2B businesses and federal contracting companies. Whether you're just starting out or have a large company that needs organization, the Teaming Pro Pipeline Management will automate and streamline your business development and your procurement strategies. Instantly accelerate your growth plan and take advantage of Teaming Pro's actionable analytics. Activate your account and start organizing today at teamingpro.com.
Welcome back to Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insight into small business growth, small business strategy. I'm sitting here with my co-host, Ben, and we are having an enlightened conversation, I would say, about small business marketing, especially strategy for how to go and actually formulate something and get started.
Yes, I sat under a waterfall for 6 hours, and my enlightenment did officially come. So now that we are here.
Well, and now just to quickly recap too, right? So small business, you have your fictitious construction company, right? And we have honed in, number one, we know the mediums that we're going to use for the marketing campaign. It's going to be email, and then we decided on social media, localized marketing, as well as radio, right? We're going to go out there.
Yes, I have my fantastic fictitious company. I do have to update everyone on it. There are now 46 employees. Candy has left, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Okay, got it. So
that was heartbreaking.
All right.
But we've been having a fantastic conversation about marketing. You're right.
So here now, so we've chosen the mediums. And from the new insight part that you were talking about, we are now going to focus in on the lowest hanging fruit kind of companies, right? And that's maybe what we'll categorize them as, because we're going to be looking at companies that fit the demographic of our best customers, right? So love that idea. So we have our medium, and now we have our potential marketing targets, right? Now you're a commercial company to where you sell to commercial companies. Okay.
Exactly.
So
I'm
now,
B2B.
right. All right. So in your particular instance, right, there's not a ton out there. Like when it comes down to it, it's not like you're trying to get the attention of every a person between a certain age, right? So like you're going more after the commercial side.
Well, the way I see it is every older building needs to be fixed up, and every owner of a newer building wants to build more buildings.
Okay, well, that's good. Okay, so and then part of now the message, right? So now it just gets to the message. What is it? Now this is where you actually brought this up. We had elaborated on it, but the differentiation. What is it that you're bringing to this new area, right? You're trying to break into a new market here.
Exactly,
Right?
because with what I just said, I mean, you have everybody in your wheelhouse. There's no narrowing down happening there at all. So making it more specific, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
With what I'm talking about for my company, in particular, this fictitious company, I want my construction company to expand to Kissimmee, Florida.
Yeah,
So I
right.
want the same exact customers. I want the same spread, the same everything for my employees. I just want it to be there as well.
Sure. Right,
So-
right, because you're looking to grow.
Yeah, my growth strategy is more specific based on that. So the very first question you have to ask yourself is, what's my growth strategy?
Yeah, that's right.
What am I focused on for my marketing initiative?
That's exactly right. Before you actually dive into the marketing thing. Now we're talking about the marketing strategy here, where we just assume that, of course, you are on top of it. You already
Exactly.
know. You want to go to Kissimmee. You're based out of Tallahassee. Got it. Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
And now we have to ask ourselves, who are we marketing to?
Yeah. Okay.
Why are we marketing to them?
Yeah. And then also now, remember, you're a small business, and this is what I started with. You got to protect your cash, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So that's why we picked the three mediums, and then go and then say, okay, let's see how these test out first.
And let's clarify that, because protect your cash definitely does not mean make a rash decision.
Oh, quite the opposite, actually.
If it makes sense for you to invest in something, invest in it.
Now this,
But it has to make sense.
see, now you are just leading perfectly into my next point, right? To where it's like, okay, now what exactly are we going to be putting out there? Okay, now let me ask you, owner of a construction company, right? You are the owner of this fictitious company, right? All right.
Absolutely. I have a crown and all.
Okay, so do you think that you are a graphic artist expert?
I think I could learn graphic design.
Yeah, I bet you probably maybe could. Right.
Illustration could become a forte of mine. Let's
Gotcha.
say.
Gotcha. But what?
6 months from now.
Oh, okay. So, but let's just say that you want to get to market faster than that, right?
Exactly.
So then this is what we're talking about: protecting your cash, investing, right? That smaller bit of money up front, and not you doing the work. Let's just say in this particular case, there's going to be graphics involved. There's going to be like all sorts of things involved in there, rather than the owner being the stumbling block, whatever, right? You would want to outsource to professionals who actually can really do the job, of course, right? So, but creating that high quality when it comes down to it, whatever it is that we're delivering, the highest quality of what it actually could be.
Exactly. And that actually leads into my point is building your foundation for the marketing campaign.
Now, oh, yes, that's exactly right. Now, let me just throw this out there too. If you're just joining us here, we are Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insight into small business growth and small business strategy. And Ben and I are going over small business marketing strategy, right? So we have a small business, we're doing some marketing, and we want to expand to a new area. So we've gotten all the way down to the point where like now we're talking about the quality of the marketing material, whatever it is that we're going to be putting out there. What I'm saying is protect our cash by spending a little bit more upfront, right? For a professional to do the professional job. I don't want to mess with graphics. I'm not a graphics person, right? There are certain things that I know that I'm not very good at, and I don't want to spend time doing that. As a small business owner, I want to go employ the professionals who do that thing for a living, right?
And I think it's very important to make my decisions for the long term and for the short term.
Yeah.
Because I'm building my marketing foundation right now. This strategy is hopefully going to be replicable in whatever area I bring it to.
Exactly.
So
I think so.
For
if
that
you want
to
to keep
work,
going, yeah.
Exactly. To be able to do that, I need this graphic designer. Whatever solution I come up with, I need it to be able to translate everywhere that I bring it to.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Now, of course, as a small business, if this is a new type of initiative, I'm actually saying consultants at first. Build up your library of whatever it's going to be. It's higher quality items, right, from professional consultants necessarily. I would say if you don't have someone on staff for it, right, versus yourself doing it. Anyway, I don't, but too much in that point. I want to be able to get to market quickly too, right? You want to be able to get down there to Kissimmee as quickly as you can.
Exactly.
Right. So within this, right? So the highest quality of whatever medium that we're using, right? Whatever we're going to be putting out there. Let's say if it's like an email campaign, we want a high quality email. Right? If it's going to be social media marketing, we want high quality images. Just stuff like that, right? All the way down to the business card. And so to just make sure that I'm going to say this, to invest more in that upfront, and then we go out with the actual campaign. And then once we execute on it, now we start measuring.
Well, that's also something that you're always going to be coming back to. You'll be updating your images, you'll be making new designs. You want everything to be consistent from the beginning. And then, you measure, you see what worked, and then it's not just doubling down on that, but it's taking those ideas and trying to innovate with that. See what can be improved on. What can I make better? How can I increase what I'm already seeing?
Well, yes, hence the measuring, right? So here, and that's why we started out with 3. That's why we had 3 marketing mediums to play with, right? Because they're not all necessarily going to work. And one of them might work way better than the other 2. So that's that. And you know what, really, and we want to have like another 1, 2, or possibly 3 in our back pocket just in case all of these falter too, right? But that's the idea. We want to try. But when we execute, we want to have it being like the best, highest quality, the best foot forward that we actually could put out there.
Yeah, I think that really it's about building your marketing foundation and understanding what is important to you right now while you're building towards what's going to be important in the future.
Yeah, right. Yes. And, of course, because things that work, you reuse it. You double down. You cut out the things that don't. That's the most important thing too, right? Or as important, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So like you're measuring what's working, you double down. Same time, you're cutting out the stuff that's not.
Exactly. So when we come back, we'll see if we are able to bridge this divide. I think the bridge is made of wood, so it might be burning down, but You never know
I
until you
act-
get into
I
it.
actually think it seems kind of sturdy. You don't think so?
I mean, sturdy can be deceptive, but
Oh,
either
okay.
way, we will see when we come right back after this. Stay tuned.
So managing all of your federal contracting data is hard. Business development or drumming up new business is a big barrier to entry for B2B companies coming into the federal contracting market. Now, whether you're just starting out or you have a large company that needs organization, the TME Pro pipeline will automate and streamline your business development and procurement strategies. And instantly accelerate your growth plan and take advantage of TME Pro actionable analytics. Activate your account today and start organizing at teamingpro.com.
Welcome back to Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insights into small business growth and small business strategy. Today, we are talking about marketing.
Marketing.
You have your brand new business. Well, not brand new. I have 46 whole employees. 46 and a half. There are some weird things happening with Candy, but we shouldn't talk about that.
Weird.
So,
Okay.
you have your company. You're building your marketing strategy.
Right.
For me in particular, for my fictitious company, I want to expand to Kissimmee. I started in Tallahassee. I have my construction company.
Right.
I do exterior remodeling.
For commercial businesses.
Exactly.
So you're going after like guys who own shopping centers, who own like commercial office buildings, things of that nature,
Could
right?
be a law firm. It could be anybody. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So we went over my top three, right? To where like number one, let's figure out which mediums, and let's choose three marketing mediums that we think will work, right? And we're going to do some research to figure out the top three for our industry. In case your industry, construction, right? What did we land on? Like we had let's see, social media
Marketing.
Okay, which is good too because that's part branding too. I always like that idea too. Right. Okay. So next.
The next one was, I believe it was going face to face, being in front of actual people. Or am I mistaking that?
Well, no. The next one I think was going to be possibly. Well, it's not necessarily face to face, but just like this, radio. Right. Potential radio ads. That's another one to entertain. It's not so expensive, and it could bring a good ROI based on numbers now.
Advertise with thought leaders in your industry, so people understand who you are, where you come from.
Well, and you were saying mail too. So like
that was the last one.
You were a construction company. You could put together a manila envelope with something, right, with all of your stuff and send it out to each owner. I mean, there's not that many, so you could entertain something like that.
Exactly. You can specialize it, and you can automate most of that process.
That's right.
And then mail is traditionally opened. The question about that is it going to be opened by the person that you want seeing?
Well, either way. I mean, those
Exactly.
now because it kind of gets into the next one. Okay, what are you saying, right? And like, what is your differentiator? What is going to set you apart? Because you're entering a new market. You're trying to step on somebody else's toes here.
And that was my point. I said before you look at any of that, really hone in on who you're getting in front of and why you're getting in front of them.
Yes, by measuring your best customers. If you have customers now, measuring who are your biggest cheerleaders, who spends the most revenue with you and costs you the least amount of money to like go and maintain that customer and grow with that customer, right? So your cheerleaders, your best ones.
Exactly.
Yeah, you want more of them.
Who holds those pom-poms the highest?
Perfect, right? So now, and then the next point there was, okay, now the content that we're going to put out, right? The highest quality that we can get, which means that if you're the owner, you said you're not making graphics, right? You said you'd be willing to go hire somebody or like do something to like go and actually put the next level quality. Right,
I'm going to do what makes sense. Anything that's not my expertise, my specialty, if I have to guess at something, then I want to bring in anybody, a partner, a consultant, anybody that can help bridge that gap for me.
And then hopefully this it's a marketing campaign, so it really shouldn't be so extensive at the same time. But there is going to be back and forth on the content, what looks good, what actually gets your message, across, and like sometimes it's going to be a visual, it'll just be an image, sometimes it's a PDF, sometimes it's a website page, depending, right? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and that's really the thing. Marketing is a lot of times that's the first chance you have to get in front of a prospect.
Yeah.
So it might be the very first time they've seen your branding, they've seen your messaging. And it's an opportunity for you to set that stage, for them to get a good understanding of what you can provide to them.
Exactly.
So for those of you that are just tuning in, this is Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insights into small business growth and small business strategy. We're talking about building your marketing campaign, building a good foundation, and how we can attack Kissimmee, Florida.
Well, hold on, wait. Let's not take anything out of context.
Exactly.
Okay, but yeah, and specifically for small business too, because we run a small business, so it's like we have experience in that, and so marketing as a small business. Now, number one thing, this is what I love too, putting an actual strategy together. A lot of small businesses. I know when we first started, we were not throwing or like we were throwing stuff at the wall and kind of seeing what was going to work,
and
right?
That's where I want to ask you. So now I am here. I have my commercial construction company. I offer my exterior remodeling in Tallahassee. I am ready to enter the Kissimmee market and put my dukes up.
Great.
So what do I do? How am I
right.
building my marketing plan?
Right.
What do you think?
You got it.
Let me tell you my opinion.
Okay, well, wait.
No, I'm just kidding.
So we are picking 3 mediums that we think will work, right? We're going to be figuring out the content, hopefully with some expert help, right? To go figure out the content that does need to be provided for those mediums, right? And then we are going to go and execute on those mediums, right? Whatever they're going to be, if it's social media marketing, if it's going to be a mail campaign, if it's going, something else, right? And then we are going to measure and then look and see what had the biggest impact, right? And what had the least, all right? And then we're going to double down on what had the best impact, and then we're going to drop off the one that had the least, and then we're going to continue on.
Okay.
What do you
Wonderful.
think?
I think
like
that
it?
we are completely disagreed. So the first thing that you're going to do, in my opinion, is you're going to figure out who is my golden goose, who's my best customer, look at your Tallahassee market and really figure out who do I have here that is my best advocate. And then go to Kissimmee and understand their day-to-day in Kissimmee. What are the differences?
Oh,
what
so
is
you're
this
taking a
person's
road
life
trip.
over here?
Well, not everyone might have the luxury on that. Let's just say you have a business in Tulsa, Oklahoma, but you can satisfy contracts that are going to be in Charleston, South Carolina, right? So they might not have the resources to go and do a foot, like on the ground type of like recon kind of thing.
Well, then I'm going to be really confused why you're satisfying contracts out of state if you don't have the funds to travel.
Well, necessarily. Let's talk about the dollars on those contracts. I mean, everything's a variable. Everything is a pure variable.
Sometimes you're just trying to get a foot in the door for whatever's coming next.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
There might be a couple months where you're bleeding, so the next time you can have a full meal.
Well, okay. But I actually do kind of like the analogy, like eating, right? Because the small...
I do like food.
Yeah. Because the small businesses, I mean, that is what we're trying to do with this marketing campaign, right? To where marketing sits where marketing sits. Marketing is going to drive potential customers to our door through our sales funnel, right? So marketing before sales. So, and also marketing is branding, right? So here, we have to be very aware of that other kind of stuff too, right?
Yeah.
And building our brand, especially as a small business.
Yeah, just give me 1 second to burn down this bridge, and the family divide will be gone. We'll see if we can get it back next time, but right now, we'll be right back after this. Finding the right talent to grow your small business in a short time can be nearly impossible, but Fiverr Pro takes care of that for you. You can connect with top-tier professionals vetted for their expertise and reliability. Whether you need a stunning website, an impactful marketing campaign, or expert consulting, Fiverr Pro offers access to elite freelancers who deliver exceptional results. Visit Fiverr.com and use code BID-NESS, that's BID-NESS today, and see the difference expertise makes. Hello and welcome back to Family Bid-Ness, where we give family insights into small business growth and small business strategy. I am here and we are talking about marketing strategies today.
Small business.
I just want to say thank you for letting my fictitious contracting company rebuild our family divide.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
The bridge is now fortified better than ever.
Well, now, can I ask why? I think I know why, But are you saying that maybe you would take some of this advice and follow this, and maybe that helps you get going down the marketing road? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I will take that advice. I'm just saying that sometimes you have to make the hard choices. Even though something might be on the wrong track or the right track.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, hey, but running a small business, isn't it all about making the hard choices?
Yes.
Isn't it all about that? And being honest about it too, because hey, we want to save our time, we want to save our resources and get as far as we can, right? As we go to market.
Exactly.
Well, thank you for tuning in to Family Business. This is a show where we give family insight into small business growth and small business strategy, all while helping each other grow stronger. I am your host, Tim Haggerty, here with my co-host, Ben. And remember to follow us on social media to stay up to date. You can check us out also on familybid-nest.com. Come on and join our family, reach out, and maybe if you drop us a line, then we can cover your topic on the next one. So stay tuned for the next show, Family Business.
We'll see you then.